And this week I'm live here on the boardwalk. Well, not really, because it just opened today for exercise, and many of us locally are very, very excited about that. We're going to continue our series of live stream events with Mary Beth Evans, the owner of the Rehoboth Beach Running Company and race director for the Rehoboth Beach Marathon. And we also have Brian B. Linzey, co-owner of the Rehoboth Kite and Toy Store in downtown Rehoboth Beach and on the boardwalk. One of the most iconic stores in downtown Rehoboth. They're always got fun people out playing and flying kites and playing with their toys and games that they have. So both of these guys have been in the community for a long time, really well respected in our small business community, and have been highlighted multiple times for all their efforts in supporting our community. So Mary Beth and V, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to share with us. And I guess really might as well just jump right in, and maybe you can share a little bit of background on yourselves, who your typical client base is, and how long you guys have been in business.
Ladies first.
Okay. So I've been in business. I just passed 13 years on May 7th. We didn't do any celebration because it's a little strange year, but we'll celebrate at some other point. I moved here full-time 14 years ago because I've been coming here my whole life, and I was a part-timer back and forth between Wilmington and here. And I finally decided to make it a full-time move. And I was running and doing triathlons, and there was not a lot of a real one-stop shop for shoes to try them on, and the energy bars and gels and triathlon clothing. Oh my gosh, I wear like all different sizes of that. And so we decided to open Rehoboth Beach Running Company, and it's been a great run so far.
Yeah, and your client base is a lot of locals, of course. And
a lot of locals.
And B's going to talk a little bit, but you also get a fair amount of walk-through traffic, being right in the same mall as Starbucks and some other places. And
the Culture Pearl, yeah, it's great. And Apple Princess, yeah, we have Indigo Opal, so we have fun in our little mall. And yeah, we get a lot of walking traffic in our little tiny mall.
Yeah, terrific. Great. So B, I know you guys have been in business for a lot longer than even I've been here. Maybe give me a little bit of background on you and the store and how you guys came to be.
We're going to celebrate our 27th anniversary up here on the boardwalk next weekend. We opened up Memorial Day weekend 27 years ago. So we're going into our 28th summer up here on the boardwalk. We opened our shop down on Rehoboth Avenue 24 years ago. So that's a long time. You were asking about kind of our demographic or our traffic. We're in two high traffic areas, and we rely almost completely on impulse and walk-by traffic, especially tourists. So even though we do have a large, local base, our locals are great, but our business is really set up for those people coming to town to visit, whether for a weekend or for the week. And all the product mix that we carry is pretty much geared towards that as well.
Yeah, so that this really has, and we talked a little bit beforehand. I mean, this really has impacted your ability to really conduct business because, and I know I was going to dig in this a little bit later, but you're really not able to operate as a business just yet. I mean, certainly you can do some curbside stuff, but you rely heavily on the folks that actually will pass by and see the fun stuff and the guys outside playing games and things like that, right?
Oh, almost completely, yeah. As compared to Mary Beth, who's a destination shop, I call our shop more of an impulse shop. Even when people make our store destination, and they do a lot during the summer, people come down and they say, well, we have to go to the kite store because we do that every year. They're not coming with a specific purpose other than just to go to the kite store and see what's new and what's fun. So they're not coming in looking for a specific product for the most part. They're just coming in to see what's new and have a good time.
Gotcha. I mean, so, I had Scott Kammerer and Megan Key on a couple of weeks ago. We talked a lot about what the impact of this has been on the restaurant business and industry. And I was really shocked to see that 75% of the food service industry was currently unemployed here in Sussex. We had a conversation, both of you guys with me, about what you had to do from a staff perspective. I mean, you're running a small business. This is your personal income. This helps sustain what you do in the community. Maybe if you don't mind, you don't need to get specifics, but talk maybe a little bit about what you did and what you have heard from some of the others in the community, maybe through the chamber and stuff like that. Mary Beth, if you want to.
I know businesses are hard hit. We're allowed to be open by appointments now. That just started a week ago, so that helps. So we'll slowly start bringing staff back, but yet we don't know exactly when we'll be open fully. So we don't know when we'll need our full staff back. But yeah, all of our people are part-time right now. And so for the beginning of the whole shutdown, we didn't have any staff. And so I'm sure a lot of the businesses are still curbside now, a lot of the clothing stores, and people really need to try things on, the bathing suit store and all of that. So they're down to like 0 staff, or maybe 1 person is back. And all the self-employed people are working themselves, doing every possible thing. We're doing local deliveries. We're jumping through hoops to get any kind of business that we can.
Got it. And B, maybe you want to share a little bit. I know that you said, you basically wanted to help your staff, when this started to happen. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
Well, we researched it, and we thought the best way we could possibly help our staff through the whole thing was to actually just lay them off, and help them through the unemployment process. So as quickly as possible, I tried to get my entire staff, including myself and my partner, because we're the 2 largest employees of the company. We got on unemployment. The advantages for the unemployment were just much greater than anything that I could offer. Even though we've gone through all the loan processes and we've got the payroll loan, the payroll loan wasn't sufficient enough to bring my entire staff back.
Right.
The way it's set up, it's not really geared towards seasonal businesses. So the best possible thing I thought I could do for my staff was really just to lay them off, get them on unemployment as soon as possible, let them collect a weekly paycheck, and then when we're able to open fully, try to bring everybody back all at once.
Are they raring to go? I know obviously your staff that are not working today, both B and Mary Beth, are they ready to come back to work? If the city said we're going to start to open up limitedly for you guys to take in walk-ins, they're ready to roll?
They're ready to roll for us.
Okay.
I don't know about some of the other businesses, but ours are ready to roll.
Yeah.
What limited staff we do have, again, we're dealing with our off-season staff pretty much at this point. And yes, they're ready to come back as soon as I say, okay, let's open the doors. We even, just in case, we even had some people ready to go this weekend if we were allowed to open up as soon as this weekend, so they were ready to go. The important thing to remember about staffing is that there's a huge difference for us between our off-season staff and our summer staff. Our off-season staff in January and February really consists of 2 people. As we get into April, it jumps up to 4 or 5, but then in the summertime, it's as high as 20. So yes, even though my limited staff is ready to go, I'm still not anywhere near what my staffing is going to have to be, hopefully once July and August come.
Yeah. So it sounds like me, probably, I've been working and I expect to be working even more hours this summer. I suspect you guys are going to be at the store and in the stores and working, because both limited amount of staff and also, maybe seeing a big resurgence. So, I think I'm expecting to see, with the opening of the boardwalk and allowing food service, obviously it's got to start to happen, and you guys are going to have to, really comply with state law. So if they go back to 25% occupancy, right? Mary Beth, your store is a little on the smaller side. That might be
Yes.
6 people. Might be
right.
4
It's
people.
rough. And we've had, right now with the appointments, we're ready for that too. And our customers so far are just so unbelievably nice and supportive. And people are totally willing to comply. So if we are required to have 6 people maximum, 6 customers at once, we'll do that, or 8 or whatever it is. We'll comply.
Yeah. B, you must.
It's kind of difficult. When they say 25% occupancy, I don't know what my maximum occupancy is. There's not a number, that they said, okay, this is the most amount of people that you're allowed in the stock. So I think our goal is really just to allow as many people, even in groups, because there's going to be those family groups, especially for us, because we're such a family-oriented store. we're going to let as many people in as possible, yet still maintain the social distance. You know, we're lucky that our store on the boardwalk is fairly large. It's almost 4,000 square feet. Our store on Rehoboth
Right.
Avenue is about 1,800 square feet. So it's both of them are fairly decent sized stores. But the important thing is going to be to maintain, for everybody's safety, the social distance requirement. So rather than just go a strict number on occupancy, we're really just going to rely on, hey, how many people can we let in the store and still maintain that distance that they're looking for?
I know the mayor in town has really taken a lot of heat for, trying to do things the right way. And I don't want to get into anything political at this point. Are you finding that, the chamber's been really advocating to the governor and to others and trying to help you guys open up? Are you getting communications from the chamber and other leadership in town?
Yes, I think we are getting a lot of communications from the chamber, and they are advocating for us to be able to open up.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, my partner's on the chamber board, so yeah, it definitely helps. So I get a heads up notice of kind of what's going on behind the scenes, and so yes, advocating very much so to try to get us open as soon as possible.
Great, terrific. Is there, I hope what you're going to say is come shop. My question is there one thing that people like me who might be listening to today that could do that would most directly help both of you and other small businesses kind of make it through this kind of crisis? And B, I realize it's pretty limited for you now, but you guys have been doing some social media pushing for at least some puzzles and things like that, trying to get a little bit of like revenue into the company. Is there anything else that we can do?
You want me to start or B? Oh.
Yeah, either one.
I'll start. People are doing it, and we have the same customers buying over and over again. It's so nice and supportive. People like some things people have to try on. Maybe they're not even here in town, but people are buying our T-shirts, our hats. Just little things. They're looking at our sale things on our online website and just kind of buying little stuff. I know sometimes it's just to support us. It's not like they needed another T-shirt, but it's wonderful. It's a wonderful thought, and every little bit is helping. Obviously we need to be open, but every little bit helps, and it's wonderful.
That's great. That's great. And B, what I'm really good, I'm putting my stake in the ground today that, we always do Small Business Saturday or after Black Friday. I think, this summer we should have Tuesday is Small Business Tuesday, every single Tuesday going forward. And I hope that, we can help do something for the both of you guys. Is there anything else that, we can do now before the store opens, or any thoughts on your side?
Well, it's actually not even once this, while we're closed, it's once we're open. I think everybody's going to have to be a little patient with us as well. Remember when we opened, when this happened, everybody was just gearing up for the summer. We were just starting to get product in, so everything came to a dead halt. So just because they say, okay, you can open the doors, doesn't mean we're going to be fully staffed and fully stocked and 100% ready to go like we would normally be in June.
Right.
And some of it, not even attributed to us. I'm trying to get product in, but in our case, the product, either a lot of toys are manufactured in China, and that product line completely shut down. And then those things that are manufactured in the United States, and about half of the stuff in the store that we have is, those manufacturers for us tend to be small mom and pop manufacturers, and they've been completely shut down. So even though I started contacting them yesterday and saying, okay, it looks like we're going to be able to gear up, and at the latest, it sounds like we're going to be able to open as June 1st. So I've got to start getting product. And they say, well, we'd love to ship you product, but our staff isn't even back to manufacture it yet.
Wow.
So they're just going to have to be patient. Again, with the stuff that we carry, and please be patient with our staff. Our staff is going to be trying the best they can. The way our staff is set up, typically in the past, we've always been there to teach everybody about the differences in the kites and teach them how to play the games and play with all the toys. It's a little more difficult to teach how to play a certain game or a certain toy when we're also practicing social distancing. So we're going to try to do it as safe as we can, but just be patient with it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, B. That's a real reality that I actually hadn't put some thought to it, right? In the news, we hear about food supply and that sort of thing, but here you are, a seasonal business that has been waiting on product, and because they can't manufacture product, you can't, you won't have as much of a full store that you might have, although maybe in June, but by August you're sold out and you don't have anything else to resupply the shelves with. Wow, I hadn't thought about that. Mary Beth, are you faced with any of those problems as well and getting, product in?
Yes, a lot of our stuff is from not small companies, but there was some slowdowns, and then part of it was our choice because we had no income coming in. A lot of our companies, those shoe companies, held back orders and asked us so we haven't had things shipping, and even now we're slowly starting, but we're not 100% sure when we're going to open and what that's going to look like. So we have some product coming in, but part of it we're like, hey, hold that for 2 more weeks or something, so that we don't have all these huge bills before we actually have a lot of customers.
Wow. One of the great things for us, I spent yesterday on the phone almost the entire day with about 100 different vendors, people who hadn't shipped yet, and they're all in the same situation we are, and they know the situation we're in.
Right.
Since we've been clients for so long. So there was very few of them that weren't saying, okay, B, we're going to work with you no matter what. We don't, if you want to get the product in now, we're going to give you 60 or 90 days dating on it.
Right.
We don't have to really start making payments until later in the summer when things really get going. And that's really a huge help for us, because just because they say, okay, you're open, again, for us, doesn't mean people are automatically going to be here, and until they release the rentals and start rentals, and until then, it's just locals and people who have second homes down here. And again, I love my locals. They really stepped up for us around Easter, but that's not enough people to sustain my business.
Yeah, you need rentals to open up. You need a lot of other things to happen to kind of really impact your business this summer. So, I want to thank really both of you for sharing your time, sharing your stories. As I said, it's Small Business Tuesday from here forward, right? Or whatever day the chamber can take this idea forward and really start to promote and push it. And I actually think, as much as you can, you will likely see a little bit of bump, because I think the local community is really ready to support us as local, consumers and stuff. So business owners. So, all right, guys, it's Friday. It's beautiful outside. I know that we all have some work to do. And
yes.
Mary Beth, I won't see you at the store today, but likely coming this next week. And B, I look forward to helping support your business. And if you need some part-time staff, I may know someone who very closely wants to become one of the outside guys. So I'll make sure I put a name in. So thank you both.
Great. Thanks, Andy.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.